What's going on, guys? Happy Thursday. That can only mean one thing. It's time for Waaaay Offsides Live. Do us a favor before we get started, before we get too far into anything. You know the drill. If you're on Twitter, retweet, comment, like, tag everybody. Tell them to get in here. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about spring ball. We're going to talk a little bit about recruiting.
Look, we lost him already.
Did I die? I'm still here, Chris. Jeff, you got me?
I got you. And Chris out.
Okay. Chris died. He'll be back at a later point in time.
Anyway, maybe
Jay Bake was in here at 3:00.
Jay Bake. That's good. Do the dang thing. As always, please like, share, tell your grandma and them that we're live. Subscribe on YouTube if you're not over there. We've been absent for a little while. There's a reason for that, I promise. Before we go any further, I just want to thank everybody for the kind words. Jeff, Chris, you guys have been pillars of support, and I appreciate you. For those of you who don't know, my mother, she passed away after a 2-year fight with pancreatic cancer. She gave it hell all the way to the end, boys. And I tell you, I've had a lot of people pass away in my life, and I kind of wonder, what happens afterwards? Where are they going? I didn't have that question about my mom, man. She's a godly woman. I know where she is. She's at peace, and I just want to thank all of our viewers. I wish there were more people watching so they could hear, because there was a huge outpour of support. I got a lot of messages, text messages, phone calls from people. Even got some flowers. Jeff, your family sent a really nice card. Chris didn't send me anything. That's okay, though. He's been playing Sea of Thieves with me, so it's been nice. But now that we got that out of the way, Chris is figuring out his technical issues. There's a lot going on. We missed you all. Jeff, I missed you.
I did. I missed you, Michael. I should say, on the show.
I'm happy to be back. I see Jay Bacon here. Jay Walker's in here. K-Spray, Jason, all the regulars.
I will say this, Michael, the regulars, while you were out, did ask in the chat. They were asking about you last week. They were asking about updates on you last week. So
yeah, I appreciate that.
It's good having support, man. Having lost my dad in December, I know exactly that space that you're in when that happens, and how tough that can be navigating that space. And I didn't lose my mom, but losing a parent is a very difficult space to navigate, especially if you're close to that parent. If there's a relationship there.
Yeah, it changes everything, man. It kind of changes everything, the whole outlook on everything. And but it's okay, man. We've been God knows what he's doing, even if I don't. And so
we're not supposed to know. We're not meant to know.
We're going to be all right. She went well. She had a beautiful service. Had a ton of people there that loved her. Kids, me and my sister were doing fine. So we'll see him again. That's right, J-Bay. That's right.
Absolutely right, J-Bay. Shout out to Wanda. Shout out to Rudy.
Yeah, see him in glory, baby. So anyway, now that we got the sad, happy stuff out of the way, we got to talk some Bama sports. I I think we have to start with the proverbial elephant in the room. And Jeff, that is Alabama basketball. They have finished on a 5-7 downward spiral, losing to just about every ranked team they played outside of Mississippi State.
Tough.
What's happening,
stretch.
man? What is going on?
I think it's tough schedule. Played three of the top 5 teams in the last 3 weeks, 2 on the road. That's
what's up, Smook?
Anybody's gonna. Oh, what's up, Smook? Anybody's gonna look mortal in a stretch like that. Now, did we harm ourselves a lot? Yes. Florida is legit. Okay. Florida may be cutting the nets here in a few weeks. They can do it. They are athletic. They're long. They got some Euros. They got some white boy Ricks. They can play. So don't be surprised if Auburn's making noise. So there's no shame. Auburn and Florida. There's no shame in losing to Florida. There's shame in losing to Tennessee the way we did.
Yeah.
I think it's just, last year we stumbled into the postseason and had a great run. So I don't know. I don't know what the problem is. Defensively, we're really struggling. I've been of the mindset I wish Nate would incorporate some different defensive looks other than just full intensity man-to-man the entire game. Some teams can be had with an effective zone. A&M got Auburn all out of sorts running that zone the other night. I think it would save legs. I think it would just kind of throw something up. But, I'm with you, Smook, man. The team's a little bit different this year. I think we're a better team this year than we were last year. I just didn't see us having a stretch like this with the senior leadership we had and the players that we had. But injuries are hitting us too.
I was fixing internet connections, but I'm not going to say what was eating up my bandwidth, Michael. But I don't know if y'all said it, but we've played some really good teams lately.
Very good.
Really good.
These are facts. That's true.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's been, they talked about it a lot last night in the Florida game. And they were referencing that Tennessee, the way Alabama lost at the end of that Tennessee game.
Still just mind-boggling.
Those little things. But really, what got Alabama last night, in my opinion, was rebounding.
Right.
Well, it's rebounding. And don't get me wrong, Florida is one of the best rebounding teams in the country, but so is Alabama. But it begs a question. I've seen this a lot on social media, and I'm not saying that he is. I'm asking the chat.
Here we go.
Is Cliff Amoria bust? Did Alabama pay too much to bring Cliff over from Rutgers?
I wouldn't say bust.
No.
Bust is a strong word.
What would you say?
I would say he's having a rough stretch. He's in a rough stretch. He was playing well earlier in the year. He was effective defensively, finishing at the rim. That's another thing killing us is we can't finish at the rim. We're shooting like 50% at the rim. That's awful. I think he may be tired legs. I think some of these guys may be tired legs, but I wouldn't call him a bust. But has he been the transcendent force that we thought he would be? No. The guy that should have been that was at the game last night watching as a participant. The guy who should have been there on senior night getting honored with Sears and the rest of them was sitting in his gray sweats in the crowd watching. That's the guy that should have been out there.
Bediako.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, and to
free throws
Jeff,
too.
Jeff, to you and Smook's point, that tough stretch at the end, I don't think anybody thought Alabama was going to get through that unscathed. If you're being realistic, especially going on the road to Tennessee, there was a period there where Alabama was kind of getting run out of their home court by Florida last night. But ultimately, in these losses, outside of a couple earlier in the season, they were still competitive. And Bama did something very similar last year to the end of the season. They got blown out by Florida in Gainesville. They lost to Auburn. I think they lost to – did they lose to Tennessee last year? I think they lost to Tennessee at the end of the year. It just wasn't a good stretch. You don't have a great showing in the SEC tournament, but at this point, who cares? They're going to get the double round bye. And then they had a good draw in the NCAA tournament. So I think that depending on the draw in the NCAA tournament, I still think Alabama can go deep, maybe an Elite Eight. I don't know if a Final Four is realistic for this team or not, unless they can, fix a couple of these things.
Waiting for it to start clicking. I'm waiting for that. Put together 3-4 good games in a row and get some momentum, but we just hadn't done that yet.
Well, they can't finish. They don't know how to finish games.
No. Well, it's either all offense or all defense. There's no balance. From what I've seen, the games I've watched.
Agreed.
Who's doing that? Who's questioning?
Nobody should be doing that. Nobody should be doing that. Nate's the guy. It's
probably.
Okay.
I bet the guy. I bet it's Bill.
It's Bill.
Look,
Bill and Cuba.
Nate has taken us to heights in basketball we've never even sniffed. So Nate's the guy.
Absolutely. And it's perfect time because the SEC as a whole conference has grown in strength. It's not just Auburn. It's the entire conference has grown in strength, and Alabama's staying on track with that. Yeah. And I still think even with what they've done, they're still one of the premier basketball programs in the SEC. And they're at that top echelon because of what they did last season. Mm-hmm. And Oates, I hate that, what happened at home last night, but there's a lot that can be learned from these kind of things. I hope they learn it. I hope they learn it. And like you guys said, I hope it clicks at some point quickly, because if it does, Alabama can win this Alabama team can win a national championship. They are talented enough. They are deep enough to win a national championship. It's those small things, man. It's the, what's the thing at Alabama? Blue collar basketball. Well, they got out blue collared last night. Right? Mm-hmm. Can they flip that script going into the NCAA tournament? If they can, they can beat anybody in the country. Are they going to beat Auburn at Auburn? Probably not. That's probably going to be a tough game to watch. But whatever. Let's get through the tournament and let's get to the end of March.
Honestly, Auburn could be in load management mode Saturday. I mean, they got nothing to gain by this game other than bragging rights. They got nothing to gain by grinding out in the tournament. They should just play walk-ons in the tournament and see how they go and get ready for the real thing. Or at least Broom anyway, because Broom's he's either dinged or he's playing about 60%, just saving himself for the tournament. Because the last couple of games he's like 6 points. I mean those
35-year-old
he'll get them.
Those 35-year-old point guards got to be
they
got to be getting tired this late in the season, man. So
it's a grind.
But I also think that let's be real here for a second. We're Alabama fans, right? We're used to, at least in football, we're used to a certain pedigree, a certain expectation. That expectation has leaked over into basketball, and that's not.
Look who it is!
Wow, 30 minutes
y'all at the beginning of the year. I warned y'all basketball expectations punch way worse than football. When you have those high basketball expectations and you don't reach them, that's way worse of a sting than football.
Yeah, sure.
Something about it. I don't know why. It just is.
Well, it seems like social media is a little more ruthless about basketball than it is football. I don't know why. I think it's because it's such a evolving season. You lose to
play 2 games a week, so it's
it's
on the tip of your mind a lot. So
right now, if you guys were filling out a bracket, who's winning your national championship? I think
that's hard to say.
I'll go first.
You go. Let's see what you say.
If you would have asked me a month ago, I would have said Auburn.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go with Florida. Florida is playing.
That's what I was going to say.
Florida's playing damn good basketball right now, man.
And they're not. Their legs aren't tired.
They're playing a lot better than Bill.
This does drive me because somebody's shooting 30% and they shoot 75 against Alabama. We should have known it when Bama went up north during the blizzard and got into a scrap with who was it? North Dakota or somebody like that.
Yeah, North Dakota Institute for the Lane.
It was
should have figured it out.
It was Rick's old school.
Eagle Staff. I remember that name.
Yeah.
Didn't he have like 45?
I was
he like 10 threes that night.
So, yeah, it went out. I was gonna say it's either Florida or Duke. Duke's been under the radar, and then all of a sudden they're coming up.
Duke ain't played nobody, man.
They
well, when you play the ACC schedule, you can do that.
Duke's losing to North Carolina
this
weekend.
No,
I think Auburn's the team to beat. I think they've been the team to beat all year. I think y'all are going by recency bias.
I think it's Florida. Florida went into Auburn and beat them, and they were at one point up by like 26.
they're strong.
That doesn't mean shit in the tournament. That means zip in the tournament.
Give me Florida. Give me Florida. I got Bama.
I mean, that's a good pick, but I'm as much as it kills me, but I just think
Chat,
Auburn's been the best team all season.
Chat, who you got? Tell us. If you're on Twitter, if you're on YouTube, doesn't matter. Tell us who's cutting down the nets. We're waiting patiently. Tell us.
You know, I just don't have
Chat,
any
tell us.
faith that this Bama team's going to get legs under them and do well.
Why not, man? Sears is playing his best
Jason's
basketball right now.
He's got sense.
Duke.
Yeah, but nobody else is. They're letting Sears do everything.
Duke will have the freshest legs because they hadn't had to grind a game out in a month and a half.
That's fair.
That's
Houston's playing really good.
You know, Houston's a damn good. Yeah,
K-Spray's right,
like
man.
Slamma right now.
Florida's got height everywhere.
They got a dude back sitting that's like 7'11", man.
Yeah.
But that's why I didn't pick Florida, because everybody's hyping Florida because the recency bias. So everybody's on Florida, and that's exactly why they would slip up.
Here's the thing. Here's what we should do.
Which is Vegas like. That's where you need to pay attention.
Outside of
with the recruits, follow the last visits. Yeah. This is just follow Vegas. Follow the Vegas guy.
Outside of one deep run, Auburn's pretty notorious for going out early in the tournament. We should do a show.
You're right.
We should do a show.
We will.
Yale.
We will. I need to get Auburn Anonymous on here. Those guys are hilarious. I love them.
Bring them on.
I've actually touched base with them over DM on Twitter, man. Those guys take a bunch of crap from everybody, but man, I
bet they take it in stride.
They
first
put
week
out
of the tournament,
the outlandish stuff, and it's so good. It's so funny. It's so good, and it just I love them. They just crack me up. They're great.
While we have a lull in the action, guys, there are 91 of you watching right now. Please do us a favor. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. If you are subscribed, share us in social media. Share us to your sports groups on Facebook. Share us on Twitter. A lot of you are watching on Twitter. Retweet, comment, just
please
give a reaction to the post. Helps us out. Lets more people know we're here.
Share us with your church group, your civic organization.
About your church group.
Yeah, don't tell them about After Dark. We've been fighting with the algorithm a little bit because we've been kind of spotty with the shows, with everything going on. But we're calling on you, our Waaaay Offsides family insiders, to we'll put the work on your back, man. So go out there, retweet, tell everybody about us. Yeah, it doesn't. We don't know everything, but we're a damn good time.
Darn right.
We are a damn good time.
Where's Chris? Did Chris just?
He's just sitting in the green room.
Chris,
sorry. I'm getting some things ready for you later.
Oh,
yeah, those things.
I know what you're doing. Yeah, you're gonna want to stick around, guys. Hit the like button.
Are you sure about that?
Do it. Hit the like button.
Thank you, Jay Walker. Like the button. Subscribe. Notifications on. Chris is out again.
Right now.
Chris is getting ready for some piratry.
For those of you who don't know what we're referencing, I'm not a big video game person, but I've discovered Sea of Thieves. And it is
so good that he canceled the show last week to play it under the disguise of I didn't do enough research to do a show.
I mean,
30, and then like 5 seconds later, you on yet, Chris? You on yet, Chris? You on yet, Chris? You on yet, Chris?
That's literally what I was doing.
That's exactly what happened.
It's so much fun. You get to be a pirate, man.
Yeah. And I was getting ready to download it. My PS5 said.
That's okay. We're gonna get it squared away.
We are.
Y'all getting a bit weird with that green room talk.
That's what I said.
Chris, it's just the backstage.
I do have an Atari.
I'm back.
There's a backstage area in our streaming platform, and that's where Chris keeps dropping back there. We can still see it.
I'm working.
A little behind the scenes where
he's working it.
Action.
Put his thing down, flip it, and reverse it.
Is your permanent lip plan yet?
All right.
Bill's like, what?
This is not Merle Haggard. I'm like, I don't know what yard. Is it Merle Haggard or George Strait?
George Strait.
This is not the Who.
I don't know what y'all are doing.
Bill, you ought to be close to coming home, right?
Since we're talking about music real quick.
Yeah, let's talk music for a second.
No, wait a second.
Waaaay Offsides.
I discovered something.
Be quiet, Chris.
No, hang on. Let me see if I can find it.
What are we doing? Don't get us
copyrighted. This could go a million different ways.
I'm a little nervous.
No, it's some United Kingdom stuff and Northern England in the early 70s. It's called Northern Soul dancing.
Oh, is that like a genre?
Look it up. Dude, I rolled around laughing the other night.
Was this like the only black people in Northern England dancing?
Bill's been to a
Beethoven
concert.
All I could think is this is what Bill's doing right now.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris, you know what was funnier than that?
What's that?
All the Canadians taking the whiskey off the shelves.
Yeah, that they already paid for.
That they already paid for. We'll show you, buddy.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't care what you do with it. Once you pay us for it, we don't care what you do with it.
Yeah.
Not
I guarantee you, Brown Foreman ain't worried. They got paid.
Hey,
we'll show them. Okay, you paid us for it already, so pour it out if you want. We don't care.
Yeah, really.
You already paid us for it. You're losing the money.
But I want to pose a question to you guys. Way off topic here, way off sides. You know how we do. We go on these tangents. But Chris brought up a Diddy joke, and we all know we won't get too far into that.
Who brought up a Diddy joke?
This guy, not you, Chris Camp.
Oh, that one. Okay.
There's more than one Chris in the world, Chris.
Nice try, Diddy.
What I want to ask Tobias.
Hey.
Thumbs up when you're ready.
You ready? You in? You ready? Hang on, he's got to chug his fifth of Jack right quick.
He's going to need it. Bring him on. Bring him in.
Oh,
all right. There we go. We got a house full tonight. You caught us right in the middle of
right in the middle of Diddy talk.
What I want to know is, in light of recent events, is Michael Jackson innocent, or was Michael Jackson innocent?
Is who in it? Who?
Michael Jackson. Did he do it?
I think he's innocent.
Nice try, Diddy.
Yeah.
I really do.
Hey, I say Mike is innocent. Diddy's guilty. And he'll be sitting next to Felice Johnson, if y'all know who that is.
There we go. Look, Bill said his stink finger's not innocent.
I know.
Tell us, did MJ do it?
I was trying to point. See?
I'm not saying he wasn't weird, man, but I mean, I don't think he did it. Anyway, moving on. We need to talk.
All right, if you were Diddy's cellmate, what would you do? Beat his ass or just let him talk crap?
All I would do is try to get in good, because when commissary comes around, get an extra top ramen, some Snickers, some honey bun.
Make an extra top.
Pause for the honey bun. Pause.
Man,
make an extra
jailhouse
top ramen.
burrito quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, wanted some baby oil.
Making an extra top ramen. That's great.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this:
Extra.
You eat top ramen? You like beef, shrimp, or chicken?
I like the creamy chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you get look? My kids, man, they make it. They put like eggs and pork in it and stuff.
Well, let me tell you what I do. You know the Star-Kissed tuna that comes in little bags like lemon pepper and stuff.
Yeah, lemon pepper.
Man, I'll cook up some ramen and put that in there. It's amazing.
That does sound good.
It's amazing.
I know what I'm doing when we're done here.
He's whipping up some ramen and playing CFT.
Don't eat
that ramen and tuna fish. Sorry.
I think I've eaten ramen 3 times in my life, and it's been in the past month.
I'm about to say it's been since Monday. I think it's been since Monday, right?
Bills were made, and
Bill's never been
It's
poor.
less than stellar.
Bill's been poor.
Promises were made.
Bill's eating ramen and not even getting a combat patch for it. Come on, man. What are you doing?
Poor guy.
Eating ramen. That's what they call it.
Bill, you get hazardous.
Nice try, Diddy.
Yeah. Look, the only reason I eat that, it's less than stellar. Let's put it that way.
What's eating ramen Diddy for? It's Diddy for.
That's sad. That's an expression now. What's that Diddy for? Oh, that's right.
No Diddy.
That's the gimmick here, man. That's why it's called Waaaay Offsides.
No Diddy.
We just go all
the Diddy free zone.
Diddy's it.
You guys got surf and turf, Jason?
Mr. Rayleigh is not lying.
What rank is
They
Mr. Rayleigh?
did until about a month ago.
I don't know what I don't know, but he should
is
be
a
the general
warrant
down
dog.
there.
All right. Well,
Anyway,
back on track, Tobias. We've been trying to pick apart what's happened in the Bama basketball in the last really 2 weeks.
It's simple. The answer is pretty simple. They're not a physical team. They're a good team. They aren't great. Sometimes in college basketball, you may have a great team every couple of years. Some team just be a good team. Here's the other thing, right? Their drop coverage on defense doesn't work because these other teams are willing to take the mid-range jumper. And here's the other issue. They don't have a half-court offense because they don't have a guy who can say, get the hell out my way, let's get a bucket. They don't have that guy. I'm not knocking any players on the team. They just don't have it. If they can't play with pace, you might as well cancel Crystal, because I took Florida with the money line last night, to be honest with you. Sports betting illegal here in Arizona. So I took Florida.
He ain't crazy.
He made some money. So
His lock was A&M in that trap game versus Auburn the other night. That was the biggest lock.
By the way, did you guys see the take that Cruz posted picking Alabama women's basketball, men's basketball, and football to all win?
Baseball was in there too.
A 27-cent bet.
Payout's like $9 million.
No, it's nine. I think 937,000.
Okay, I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
We should all do it.
Yeah,
I do. I think you're right.
Really?
Chris. I think
That's
this is a big loss. It's
$5
bigger
million.
than we thought it was going to be.
Reed is a big loss too. Reed, kind of a defensive presence. I mean, he was really good on the defensive end. Losing him really has hurt, and the defense, I think, and free throw shooting and rebounding has been killing us. But defensively, we're just getting – Florida just gashed us last night. They were throwing alley-oops. I think K-Spray said it earlier. They were throwing alley-oops all night. And I was listening on the radio, and it was like Chris Stewart was like, down low and lay in for two more. Condon, lay in for two. So-and-so, and down in, slam for two. Slam for two, lay in for two. It's like, jeez.
It's a
not only that, we
bet.
couldn't rebound worth a crap.
No,
we couldn't
rebound
last night,
and we got
and against
slaughtered.
Tennessee, it looked like a lack of effort. And against Tennessee on Saturday, we couldn't hit a free throw. If we made half of our free throws Saturday, we'd have won the game by 8. And it was just,
it's brutal.
Are they tired, or do they care? I don't know what it is. Last year, remember,
he was playing well, and then he ding down he went.
Yep. That was important when Sherelle got knocked out. But remember last year, about mid-February, we looked like lukewarm dog crap, and then they turned it on in the last week of the season, cruise through the tournament, and then go to the Final Four. And I'm wondering if it's that same doldrums just a week later. And there's injuries and there's all that, but
I think to Tobias' point, I don't believe it this year like I did last year.
Lost in the first game of the tournament.
Yeah, I don't believe it this year because, like Tobias said, it's not a great team. I don't know exactly what it is. I think any given day you could find something different to blame it on, but they're just not a great basketball team. They're a good team, and I think if they play to their full potential, they could easily be the ones cutting down the nets. But the question becomes, is that going to actually happen? Like, are we waiting for something that's never going to happen with this team? I don't know, man. It's hard to gauge. Nate Oates has a history of doing that in the tournament. And if you want a slate of games that's going to prep you for the NCAA tournament, this slate that Alabama's going through right now is it. We'll see how it pays off. I think a lot of it depends on their draw. They had an easy draw last year.
Yep. You know, one thing also,
was it 8 or 9 straight where they're all going to be in the tournament?
Yep.
Yeah.
And one thing about this team also, little things will get you beat, right? In single elimination.
Yeah, absolutely.
Making your free throws. These games are going to be close. These teams control the pace. They're going to slow it down. If you can't make your free throws, if Jared Stevenson lazy behind can't box out on a free throw, you know they crashing. Or you're going to let a guy just dribble the ball and take a 40-foot three, not pressure the ball with 3 seconds left. Or you can't get the ball in bounds. Why are we shocked here, people? Yeah, why are we shocked?
With the inbounds? I don't know, we're 30 games into the season. We can't inbound the ball. I don't understand it.
And we're small in the backcourt, too. That's the other thing. Yep. Got to use a timeout.
Nate never does that. Nate leaves a handful in his pocket usually.
Yeah, that was on Nate. He took responsibility for that.
He did.
I mean,
I'll give him that. He owned that. I'll give him that. He did own that.
It was a lot too late, but yeah. Nelson regressing. I don't know that Nelson.
He's dinged too.
Yeah, he's.
But he
I never thought he was that good.
Young boy.
I never thought he was that good.
He has splash moments where he pops, and then he does. You know, he hadn't done anything for a month, but like. Yeah. You know, he was fouling out of every game last year, and then suddenly against North Carolina, he goes berserk in the tournament, and they can't guard him at all.
Well, Nelson can take over a game.
24 points,
He can take over a game, but it's against teams that can't match up with Alabama physically. And that's the common denominator that you see. You look at every team they've lost to, especially the ones they lost to big time, they were getting muscled in the paint and then shut down beyond the arc so they couldn't shoot the three. You take the three ball away from Alabama, they're in trouble. Then they can't, those things like you can't hit your free throws, those turnovers. It's just nasty. Mm-hmm. It's been nasty basketball. And
can we be real about Grant Nelson? Maybe he was a North Dakota State level player. Sometimes it's because it's like in football. Everybody's hyping up Grayson McCall. He stunk. He was a Coastal Carolina level player. It is what it is. And I just think people, and I don't want Bama fans jumping off the ship here because it could be a lot worse. You could be North Carolina right now with Hubert Davis. You know,
that's like Spirit Airlines. Hey.
And it gave him more money.
Yeah. More off where because he was a player there, like not because he had so many accomplishments as a head coach. He just was a good North Carolina player back in the 90s. Mm-hmm. Give him the head coach job. Pay him a lot.
I love it.
Stevenson is infuriating. You're 6'11". You can't be that soft. You can't be that soft around the basket. When you get the ball down low, you can't try to lay the ball up softly, afraid you're going to get hit. You got to go up fierce. Two-hand tomahawks, like try to rip the rim off. You got to go, man, and you just can't play for the foul. I feel like Stevenson is always he's always playing anticipating the foul instead of playing basketball, and then the foul will come.
A lot of them have been. Mark Sears has been playing, doing a lot of foul baiting this year. He did it early on in that Florida game, and then they kind of backed out of it. That's how they were trying to get to the bucket. With Sears is trying to.
That works with Sears because he's a downhill runner. You know, when Stevenson drives, he and he throws his body back. You know, like he lurches back and stuff. You know, like he's trying to get a foul called, and it's like, man, play, man, just play.
Yep.
So it's gonna be all right, man. It's gonna be all right. A lot of Alabama fans have already moved on to baseball.
They should. Baseball teams so far legit.
For good reason.
Yep.
Alabama has a star.
Yeah, this baseball team's looking good.
Bill just completely crapped on my segue.
Bill's got 4 seconds behind, I think. I think his 56K modem is taking a few seconds.
Yeah, he's
Bill's on a 7-second live TV delay.
You have mail.
I'm on dial up.
Holy, he's like 7 time zones ahead of us. So
but I say this real quick.
Look,
also,
I just watched the game from last night. So
yeah.
He's just like go ahead, T.
I'll say this. We should be the way we should look at Alabama basketball right now. We should be happy that we are complaining about Alabama basketball. There was a lot of years where we was like, man, NIT again, huh?
Oh yeah,
we
man.
have to return.
Hey, look, I remember. I'm not proud of this story.
Don't put that evil on me.
My last child.
NIT.
My last child was being born, and Alabama was playing the NIT, and I had to go down to the car to get bags, and I watched Alabama lose in the NIT, and I was all pissy, and I go upstairs, and all of a sudden there's a baby. I didn't miss it. I got there.
What year was that? Was that the Avery Johnson year?
It was 2011. Yeah. So yeah. So
okay.
I'm like, I can't believe that I was so dedicated to Alabama basketball to be upset over an NIT out, whatever. Stupid. Bill's on a 100.
I'm old enough to remember.
Old enough to remember what?
I'm old enough to
I'm old enough to remember dial-up.
Bill, your internet completely crapped out. It was bad. It was really bad. You're literally like, I remember.
I'm old enough to remember.
That was perfect. I'm sorry.
Right, so
He was doing the robot.
What I was trying to say.
Yeah, okay, you're right. Anyway, go ahead, Bill. We're so sorry we interrupted.
Are you guys
not like
taking,
it was your internet?
They're taking
What I was
mortar fire.
Trying to say
They pissed off the Cubans.
when there was when
Throwing pineapples.
there was a time when the NC tonight I pissed off somebody's. And,
Spit it out, Bill. Dang.
Anyway,
Jesus.
This is
back
why
in the day,
this is why we only have 2 subscribers.
back in the day, the NCAA tournament only had 32 people, 32 teams, and so if you got to the NIT, it was a darn good. It was a good option, and I remember that. But you know what? I couldn't drive back then. Now I'm a grown man. I can.
It's because they didn't have cars. Cars weren't invented back then.
My own bills, and I want us. I don't care about the not invited tournament.
Bill was watching.
No, we had to go crank them with this weird. No, you had this wrench. You had to go crank the front of your car.
But you're right, though, Bill. You're right, though, Bill. Like it was only 32 teams, so the NIT
in a tournament.
The NIT field was a little bit stiffer than it is now because, like everything, when something's good, what do? More. Now they got 64 teams and there's 68 teams, and they're talking about more. College football, there weren't 8 playoff-worthy teams, and now they're talking about more. So it's always more. So
I tell you,
Exactly.
I'll tell you this though: the NFL is spending playoffs. They aren't that many teams that can make the Super Bowl, the conference title game. They have blowouts all the time, but I don't hear a peep. But as soon as college football has a blowout, oh man, the sport's terrible. These teams aren't good enough. I'm like, where's the same energy at? I don't care about getting the blowouts. Just let me get in. We'll figure it out.
yeah,
I love it.
yeah.
But too many in basketball though. But football's different.
All right, guys. For the second time, we got.
They're talking about expanding basketball.
Shut up, Bill. He just told you to shut up nicely. But
we have to move on. No. Really quick before we do that, I'll waste your time. For those of you who are content creators, you have a website, you do blogs, take photos, you write, you have your own podcast or YouTube channel. Why aren't you part of the Waaaay Offsides Network, the WOSN? This is something that you definitely want to be a part of. Like-minded individuals who all love sports and different things. Chris and I are talking about starting a new podcast to be part of the WOSN. Couch Cashers is part of WOSN. Urban Raj. A lot of folks out there. We help each other build our brands, scratch each other's back. You scratch ours, Bill will scratch yours. And so if that's something you're interested in, reach out to Chris on social media. He's handling all that. And before we go any further,
wait.
Surprise, mother.
What? I can barely handle trivia.
It's okay. You did a good job. Guys.
And gals.
Spring football has started in Tuscaloosa.
It has.
And Alabama is being heralded in by a brand new offensive coordinator the one and only Mr. Ryan Grubb, the missing link, the piece that we feel like Alabama needed last year.
It wouldn't have mattered. There was a bigger problem last year. You know,
no, it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't have mattered. All I'm going to say is that bad quarterbacks make the smartest coaches look dumb. There's a reason. Look at the NFL. Who gets fired? They don't have a quarterback.
Bang.
Who gets the new contract? The guys with the quarterback.
Boom.
Every time.
Who gets fired the first season after the quarterback is injured and misses the year? The coach that just got the extension.
Yep.
Yes.
You guys are so mean. You're so mean to Jalen Milroe.
Doug Peterson won a Super Bowl
already.
Doug Peterson won a Super Bowl with Nick Foles and got fired 18 months later.
Speaking of Jalen Milroe, did you see where his hands grew half an inch between Senior Bowl and the Combine?
You sure did. Like magic, baby.
Magic.
Spin it.
They said like it's a massage exercise you could do that could stretch out your joints some, where you can make your hands seem bigger.
Bill needs that on his finger.
A lot of 15-year-old boys suddenly get big hands. Suddenly.
Wait, if it works on their hands. Wait a second.
Hold on.
Hang on.
I caught the tail end of that.
Let the boy watch.
Let him watch now.
Feel it.
No, Gabriel.
Coming out of spring, there's been a lot of coverage. Guys like Clint Lamb, who we have a ton of respect for, Nick Kelly.
That's good.
Nick Kelly's on the show a lot. These guys have eyes on what's going on behind the scenes. There's a lot of footage, a lot of things to be excited about. Yep. So just based off of what you've seen, I know we're all pretty active on social media. What have you seen right now? Don't say quarterback. We'll get to that. What have you seen that's got you excited about Alabama? It could be a position group, a specific player. Chat, tell us what have you seen? What are you excited about going into 2025? Go ahead, Christopher.
Man, have you seen video of Keelan Russell throwing the ball?
I knew it. I said no quarterbacks.
No, but I don't give a damn. I don't care.
I'll tell you what,
man.
It's pretty sweet.
I'm gonna call it now. Ty Simpson may be transferred in April.
In April?
He's gonna transfer next year at the end of the season.
Yeah, he'll stick around.
No.
You think he'll back up another year? You think he'll stick around and back up another year?
No.
That would shock me. Now he might. That would shock me.
Yeah.
But Ty's gonna wind up starting, I think. Even though I picked Keelan to win the job in the fall, but
I tell you who I was excited about, and because I saw some film and some highlights and stuff. I think like Justin Hill looks like he'll get some snaps, and I like and Keelan Keeley.
I have on my list.
Yeah, Keelan Keeley looks like he's ready. And sometimes people gotta understand, just because you're a 5-star, you may take some time to develop. Like look at Formby last year. He was not ready to play last year, but he could be ready this year. And the other guy that I'm excited for is Dijon Lee. Darn it, he's not from Alabama. God, we should have turned down a 6'4" corner with fluid hips because he's from California. Oh my goodness, boy.
Alabama didn't win the state. I don't want to alarm you, Tobias, but Alabama did not win the state in recruiting.
Because the players weren't good enough.
I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn about in-state recruiting.
They weren't good enough. That's why we didn't win. We didn't want all of them.
I mean, I don't give a shit.
We wanted some of them, not all of them.
You gotta get who wants to be here.
I know one
thing about living here that I learned though is that kids, they want to play in the SEC that's out west.
Really?
Their kids. I actually dated someone. Her kid's college age now, but her kid never stepped foot in the state of Alabama, but wanted to go to Alabama. I think it was cool because the football team made it fun. So these kids from all over want to come here. Then you got people who may be from Alabama, may move elsewhere for work. This is a different society than it was 30 years ago. You got to take who wants to be here. I don't care if they're from Alaska, Neptune, whatever. You got to take them.
Agreed.
Yep.
You need the best players. I don't care if they're from Mars.
I don't care. That's like, can
he block someone?
I don't care who starts.
Yeah.
I don't care who starts.
I don't either.
All I want to do is win.
We did this for a long time under Mike Shula.
Yeah.
Noah Carter.
I just want the best players to play. And I saw a tweet from somebody.
Give me the W.
That said, the 100% best situation would be Ty to play this year, Keelan to back him up, and then Keelan to play next year.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
Why that would be good, my response was, actually, the 100% best situation would be for the best quarterback to play, whoever it is. If it's Austin Mack, if it's Ty Simpson, if it's Keelan Russell. Whoever the best quarterback is plays. That's the 100% best situation.
Yep.
I don't care who it is. I just want the best guy to play.
Some players that I've seen this year, you guys have named a lot of them that have Tobias, you brought up Dijon Lee. Dijon Lee, the dude, I didn't realize he was that long.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I didn't realize he had that kind of reach and length on him. The guy's got he's got the wingspan of a California condor. Are those still endangered? Anyway, but I mean the guy. We just need to cancel this show.
Oh,
it's good like I'm gonna retire.
And we're back.
Look, Chris, if you have to, Chris Camp, if you got to start a comment with "I'm not racist," we're not going to put it on.
That usually means it.
I mean,
we're just messing with you, Chris. But the one thing I saw, did you guys see that insane grab by Latsier Brooks?
Oh yeah.
Did you guys see that?
Hey, Michael and I have been on this dude since long ago.
Yes.
Michael and I have been talking about Latsier Brooks.
Since he was a junior.
How was he a 3-star at any point in time? I don't understand. No, we know, Chris. We're just man. We're just joking, dude.
Like it's
Latsier, dude. That guy.
That's a bad dude.
I'm really excited.
Problem.
I mean, you bring in Derek Meadows, Latsier Brooks. You've got Jordan Hale returning. Or excuse me, Jalen Hale. Jordan Hale.
Dude, the wide receiver room is stacked.
It is, even with all the exits, which is crazy.
Man,
to me.
Well, the exits were backups, and they knew they weren't going to play anyway.
Hey, you know what about those exits though? I haven't watched the whole episode of Ty That Binds, but saw that clip of Jamarcus Shepard, and I was like,
"Go with it." I know where you're going.
I came with two things for that short clip. One, Kalen DeBoer had a clean house; he had to just roll with it that year. But also, they played who put in the work, like Ryan and Jeremy. They put in the work, and a 17-year-old kid was putting in more work than guys who've been here. They had to go.
You saw it on camera.
Yes. And the thing that I like about this staff, they will put these young guys in, even for a couple of snaps. That keeps these kids engaged because they ain't no more stacking 3D. No one has depth anymore unless you like Purdue or somebody. That means you suck. But I just think that because you don't have no depth here. So you have to play these guys, keep them engaged. Bingo. And I think the staff is doing the right thing, and they showing that you put in the work in practice and film room, you're gonna get out there.
Well, they've also, in doing what you're talking about, Tobias, they've made it their it's their product now, it's their environment. Yep. They have control over it. And dude, I'm really excited to see, especially with Grubb. I do think Grubb is better than Nick Sheridan. I would have been okay with Nick Sheridan.
He should be,
but
he should be better.
I am really excited to see what Alabama puts on the field in 2025. There's a lot of these guys that are already coming out with their way too early polls. And to a lot of people's surprise, Bama's in the top 5 in most of these. But there's a reason for that. If Bama starts the right guy at quarterback, they've got everything else they need in place
to
be successful. Every other position group is squared away going into 2025. Quarterback is the question mark. But I don't think Bama's going to have a problem. We don't know. We don't know how they're going to use Bach at wide receiver, but they will. They kind of have to.
I think
they'll find somewhere. That guy's too explosive.
Change numbers? Didn't he change to number 3?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Raise hell, praise Dale. Right.
Now, a name that got mentioned earlier that I'm really excited to see is Keon Keeley, what he looks like moving forward. And then the Colorado linebacker transfer, what's his name again? Hill Green?
Hill Green, something like that.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see him, man. And Obviously, Quay Russaw. Justin Hill is somebody I am very excited about, very, very big on.
Your guy switched his number. Your guy Jefferson switched his number to the Wrecking Balls number. So that's going.
Dude, I'm telling you, he is going to have a stellar season in 2025. If you watch Alabama's pass rush, it was different with Justin Jefferson on the field. And I think it was a Tennessee game. They were getting consistent pressure on Nico, and Jefferson got hurt. He got dinged up, and they had to pull him. And that's when Nico started hitting dimes, man, down the field. There was just no pressure. Justin Jefferson's the real deal. Watch him. He's going to be my player to watch. Spoiler alert, before we even get there in August, Justin Jefferson's going to be my player to watch in 2020.
Spoiler alert. I'll say 3 snap. What do you say? 3 offensive snaps in against Florida State. Season's over.
For Florida State?
That's what you're going to say.
Oh.
Season's over. This is
DeBoer ain't it.
I'll turn the ball over. That's it. Fire Kalen DeBoer.
Keelan's a bust.
Michael's going to be,
Do you guys think that?
Why did Nick Saban retire?
Is Bill streaming from the Nashville network?
I think Bill's watching a different show.
2000?
Is Bill on Going Hard in the Paint?
Bill talking about Valentine's Day.
Go ahead, Chris. What were you saying?
No, Tobias had a question.
Tobias,
you served.
Go ahead. Yeah, the question I had real quick is,
just talk over.
Everybody talking about quarterback Keelan Russell. No coach wants to start a true freshman day one.
I agree.
Maybe do y'all think it may be Ty starts this year? After the season, you got to transfer, and because we got to play this kid, or it may end up being a Kelly Bryant, Trevor Lawrence thing. But I think what people got to look at with Ty, because I think they will give him every opportunity because he stuck around, and that's a good message to the locker room. But he has to earn it. But my last thing on this is, I think people got to understand, you don't have to be Jaden Daniels out there QB. You just have to not turn the ball over. That's the main thing, and use your weapons.
All I'm going to say is Jake Coker.
Yep,
dude, that's a great example. Yeah, that's absolutely great example. And I think Ty Simpson can beat Jake Coker. Yes, he's mobile.
We're going to need more than that. He had Derrick Henry carrying it 50 times a game. We don't have that this year. He's going to have to give us more than Jake Coker gave us.
We have better receivers all around. We have a better wide receiving room than we did with Jake Coker.
And healthy running backs.
The entire room.
Yeah, the receivers.
And the running back room is going to be solid.
We just got to use them.
That's possible.
We've been saying that for like 4 years, how solid the running back room has been, and we keep waiting for that guy.
I'll tell you what the problem is.
Right.
Last year, no game breaker.
Got a new offensive
Cam and Justin would give you 30 carries, 98 yards. We need a game breaker. I think that maybe Richard Young, as long as he stays healthy, because he's showing flashes.
Yeah.
Yep.
He was playing well, and then he got dinged, and then he never could get himself back.
But don't sleep on Daniel Hill either, man.
Yeah.
Don't
sleep on Daniel Hill either.
He looks like Trent Richardson to me in those practice clips. He looks like Trent Richardson to me.
And I think next year,
the necessity of the run.
Something with the run game that you want to keep in mind is that I don't think a lot of people realize this. What the highlight of Washington 2 seasons ago was obviously Michael Penix Jr. and those wide receivers, right? They didn't highlight the run game, but they still had a 1,000-yard receiver though, or excuse me, rusher. I did a whole video on this. They still had a 1,000-yard rusher. And so I think Alabama quietly, sneakily will be good on the ground, and it'll complement what they're going to do through the air. I think you might see it might be a little more traditional than what we're used to with like play action and things like that. I don't know. I could be way off base here. I'm not Ryan Grubb. I'm not Kalen DeBoer, but either way, dude, just we got overly hyped about what we were walking into last season because everybody thought Milroe was going to progress.
Not me.
I didn't know you that biased, okay? Wow.
Nick Saban knew we weren't going to win a natty because he retired. Had he thought for 1 second this team could win a national championship, he would not have walked out.
Yep.
So that was your first indicator that we were not equipped, at the proper position to compete legit for a national title.
That's fair.
Yep.
I don't care. I'm going to my grave thinking that if Nick Saban believed we had a real shot, that he would have gone one more year.
Yep. I tell you this though, I blame Bryce Young for all this because people kept saying for 2 years, man, we didn't have Bryce Young be 8-4. He made us think the talent was better than what it was overall because he covered holes.
Yeah,
you might be right.
He did.
Yeah,
and they were exposed with Millie back there. Those holes were exposed greatly.
We might have taken Bryce Young for granted, man.
We did.
We did. If you're watching,
somehow we lost 4 games in 2 years with that guy at quarterback. Somehow we lost 4 games with that guy at quarterback. I don't understand.
I'll tell you, man. The biggest crime in college football is that Tua nor Bryce Young ever won a national championship as a starter. That's baffling, but whatever. Hey, it is what it is.
Those things just can't be explained. They both got rings, but although Tua didn't start the game, but he sure as heck finished it.
Yeah, he won a championship.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Bryce did just about everything, but he needed help from the guys catching the ball.
Mm-hmm. I think that year that Tua come in and won the championship, I think that 2nd and 26 will forever be etched in my brain.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely.
I remember where I was sitting at. I can still hear the call in my head.
Oh, me too, man. Me and Jacob and Riles were watching it at my house.
I had given up. I was like, this is it. It's over.
It was hard not to.
Full Michael. I see that.
Yeah.
See, Jeff, they told you coming into this season that I was going to be awful. Was I awful this past season?
You weren't as bad as I thought. And this was the worst year we've had in 20 years, and you weren't near as bad.
He's been medicated.
If you were worse in the past when we were winning games in 10, 12 games and you were worse.
This is the
and
best.
Then last
Michael
year we lost 4
year.
games and we're terrible most of the time. And
I'm not gonna say
you only jumped off the bandwagon. You only jumped off the ship once that I can remember.
Look, here's the thing about me is I get ragged a lot because I have takes on Alabama, such as yesterday, Jeff, going to the Florida game. What did I say that was going to happen? I said we were going to get out physicaled in that game, and we did. Everybody's like, oh, man, you're such a hater. No, I'm just being realistic. It doesn't mean I don't love Alabama sports. It means I understand I understand that Florida is a more physical team, and we haven't played well against physical teams all year. I want them to win, but they're not going to.
Bama fans, they don't believe in being realistic.
Now, I'll give you that yesterday, Michael, but, that's been your opinion every game we've played in the last 15 or 16.
Well, that doesn't mean I'm not going to say some stupid stuff.
I mean, we were 12-1, and you're like getting slaughtered this weekend.
Sometimes it's just reverse psychology to make myself feel better.
Now it works some of the time, but I'm with you though. I've had those opinions.
Sometimes he ate too much pizza on Friday.
But I tell you this, Jeff, Bill, and Chris have been watching games with me for a long time, and there have been plenty of instances where I've gone, this is what's going to happen, and then boom, it freaking happens. It's because it's predictable, man.
Yep.
It's predictable. You get a quarterback in a 2-minute drive down, they're going to throw an interception. That's what happens 70% of the time. Yeah. That's all I'm saying, unless their name's Bryce Young. But anyway,
or Carson Beck, then you're throwing it just about every time.
You know what? Speaking of Carson Beck in Georgia, right? I know he's at Miami now.
Go ahead.
I hear all this talk. Alabama 8.5 wins. I bet the over already. I got a good over story for you guys in a second. But who in the hell's Georgia's quarterback going to be? Because I saw Gunner Stockton play, and let's be real, he ain't it. But when Clemson South get the benefit of the doubt here,
it'd be Rashad.
Clemson, because they're like Dabo, got a nice run. When that class, what happened? And let's be real, Georgia is the title game, and we know who wet the bed. Let's just be real here.
Dang.
His mic clipped.
You remember COVID hit the year before the season, like before the season started? They had the Golden State Warriors, 37.5 wins. Oh, these guys gonna suck. So I put like $1,500 down. Plus odds. Rudy Gobert started touching the mic. Season canceled.
Boom. I'll never forget that idiot walking around touching the microphone. What a loser.
Yes, I was mad.
Season canceled. Like a half hour later, they canceled the whole season. Loser. And then he gets COVID a month, like a week after that. That was awesome.
Good stuff. Good stuff, Tobias.
Yeah.
Guys, stick around. We still have trivia coming up before we're done. But before we move into what everybody's here to talk about, everybody, you guys love talking recruiting. So we're going to talk some recruiting. But before we get there,
if you should have done that a long time ago.
It's okay. if you guys did not know, we do have our active memberships back open. This is what you get. You have two different options. You have the underclassmen option, the upperclassmen option. These are only available on YouTube. They do help us out. It's a monthly membership. This is what you get access to. We do have a store. We'll be creating more exclusive merchandise for you guys. But we do live watch parties and things like that. Last year kind of sucked because we got into a pissing contest with YouTube, and so we weren't able to do it. But we will be doing that this year.
YouTube is undefeated in the pissing contest.
Yeah, YouTube is 1-0, but that's okay. It's all right.
They pissed longer than we did that day.
They did. But as well, if you guys can, feel free to give donations during the show. Again, you can do all this on YouTube. Be active with us. The donations help us with we have a ton of subscriptions to make these things happen. So helps us keep the lights on
at night. So
that's right. But moving on, it is time for your weekly recruiting roundup.
Dun, dun, dun.
There's not a lot going on other than Bama did in the past 2 weeks. Bama secured 3 commitments from 3 different players and then moved up from like number 62 to number 11 in the rankings. Guys, the Bama bump is real when it comes to recruiting. And what I want to caution,
the D bump is too when they flip.
It's true. What I want to caution all of you, because of what Jeff just said, going through this recruiting cycle, there will be guys who will either put Bama as a school of interest or commit to Bama just to get the bump and get a call for a paycheck from an Oregon, an Ohio State, and Michigan. Yep. It's going to happen. It happened last year with Ty Haywood. It's going to happen. Suck it up and deal with it. With that being said,
Ty Haywood,
I do believe that Alabama will could potentially finish with the number 1 recruiting class in 2026. Bama is currently hosting Bama currently has a ton of visits scheduled with a lot of different guys. A lot of these guys, you're going to see a lot of 4-stars right now. 4-star this, 4-star that. Keep in mind, a lot of these guys will move up to 5-star as evaluations go on over the summer and even into the fall. One of those guys is actually on campus right now, and this is a guy I think Alabama actually stands a really good chance with. This is 4-star wide receiver, Booby Feaster. What a hell of a name. He actually got Tuscaloosa today. If you have not watched the tape on Booby, I suggest that you do. This guy is the real deal.
If your parents let you.
Yeah. Make sure you type in the full. Actually, you can't. Sorry, you can't type in the full name because it's the whole thing's bad.
Kids, do not Google this player's highlights. Wait. Let your dad do it.
We'll put him on the
your dad to show you his highlights.
Yeah, Dad, will you show me Booby Feaster?
You're grounded.
But he's a good anyway, Feaster is in Tuscaloosa. He got there today. There's a lot of other players. He's probably the most notable one that's in Tuscaloosa, but a couple of guys that I'm really excited about keeping an eye on that I think Alabama actually could be in contention for. We all do, AK. We all do. Yes. Especially when their last name's Feaster.
Yes.
And they play running back.
That's right. Bama is also in the mix for another wide receiver. Now, Auburn, they're going to find themselves in a fight here with Auburn for Sadarian Morgan, who I think could potentially go to the highest bidder, which may end up being Auburn. We'll see. Bama's going to have to play the NIL game on some of these guys. Sadarian Morgan, maybe one of them. I don't know if you guys are following Xavier Crowell. He just got his 5th star as a running back, going to be the number 1 running back in this class.
Is this Isaiah's brother?
I don't. Maybe
any relation?
Way back.
Yeah.
Is he gonna have a bring a puppy dog to his signing?
100%.
Yeah.
But Crowell has schools such as Georgia, Auburn, and Alabama in the mix. How is Auburn in the mix for all of these guys, you might ask? It's called Yellowwood money. That's how. But Crowell did come out and say he had it down to just a couple of schools, Alabama being one of his finalists, and then he added on some schools like Ohio State and Texas that he's going to take OVs to, so you can expect bags to get thrown his way. If Alabama doesn't throw a bag, I don't know if they'll be able to pick up Crowell. We'll see. We're getting there. J-Bay, good.
Recruiting looking good though. We're getting in houses. We're getting in living rooms. We're getting visits.
Absolutely.
Guys are coming in for visits.
Yeah. All over the place, dude. They're all
pay to court, earning his keep.
I mean, that's it.
So the guy that J-Bake is talking about, is it J-Bake? Is it Anthony Jones who you're talking about? Probably
No,
not.
Tank's at St. Paul's.
Yeah. Tank is who's the guy from Vigor? I don't remember.
You mean Viger?
Viger, whatever, Vigor. I can't remember, dude. Sorry. Viger.
The Verve and the Vigor.
Crowell. Just
he's talking about Jabari's. Is it what is it? Jabari's girl? I don't even know who that is, to be honest. Not even gonna lie. Isaiah Crowell.
I thought you were a recruiting guru.
No, I never said that. Not once in my life have I ever said that. I just kind of botched my notes here and I'm trying to catch up. So anyway, somebody else
botcher.
Do what?
You're a note botcher.
I'm a note botcher. Catesburg, there's going to be a lot of guys that are interested in Bama. Bama is still out. But that's who I'm talking about, J-Bay. Yeah, Javaris.
It's just like what Jeff always says, though. Jeff, when does recruiting matter?
When that signature's on the dotted line.
That's it.
And you said it, though, Cotton. A lot of these guys are even going to verbal to Alabama just to get the bump when they have no intention of ever sticking to it. But, verbals are worth as much as the air in your lungs. You just once it comes out, it's gone.
Yeah. Just like
so verbals are useless. They're just for fodder for us to talk about on these platforms and for us to follow and whatnot. But Michael nailed it. A lot of these guys will never have any intention of ever coming to Alabama, but they'll verbal 100%.
Yep.
All in. And then bang, 5-star. And then now they're like, okay, I'm a 5-star guy now. Who's out there? I mean, Ty Haywood never went to Michigan, never even visited. Go Big Blue.
Nope.
Don't even know what their gym looks like. Go Big Blue. I'm in. All in Michigan, baby.
Yeah, Haywood grew up a Bama fan. And
yeah. Took multiple visits, blah, blah, blah. Never went to Michigan. And then suddenly he's Go Big Blue. And it's like, do you even know what the gym looks like? You ever been in the locker room? Nothing? You don't know anything looks like up there. Somebody sent you a text photo.
No, yeah, you're absolutely right. It's to Chris's point here, it's kind of sad because he's right. National Signing Day has kind of lost its oomph.
Man, y'all remember when that February come in and we'd be watching Fax Cam all day? You'd just be glued to Fax Cam.
Oh, yeah.
And then they'd have next to
like
the cam, next to the fax, they'd have a board up. And when the fax would come in, they'd put the player's name, they'd move it over to the sign deal, man. You'd have that on ESPNU all day. You'd be watching Signing Day on ESPNU. All these announcements, the Julio Jones announcement, I'll never forget that. That was almost like 2nd and 26 to me, was when Julio announced his commitment, because that meant that it shifted. Like we were back and we were about to be a problem for a lot of people.
He was that commit. And I think that's, a lot of people drew those comparisons with Ryan Williams.
Hollywood, exactly.
The same guy for Kalen DeBoer.
Different physique, different style, but magnitude of player. DeBoer had to keep him. Saban had to get Julio at that time to legit, like, okay, we're legit. So everybody else out there, this guy is here, so we're legit.
Yeah. And keep in mind, I think, go ahead, Tobias.
I'll say this, I talked about Darian Morgan. I hope that's his last. I hope I ain't put you the young man's last name, but
you're right.
All right. Yes, Auburn may throw up a bag. Alabama will throw up a bag too, and I'm still wondering how this revenue sharing will play in. But if I was advising this young man, I'm like, son, when the last time Auburn put a receiver in the NFL?
Well, that's a great segue into what I was about to say, because the script is kind of flipped when you factor in a guy like Ryan Grubb, because Grubb, alongside, Jamarcus Shepard and Kalen DeBoer were responsible for what Washington did on the field a couple of years ago in terms of their receiving core. And guys like Sadarius Morgan, if they're worth their salt, if they're intelligent young men, are going to have to consider that when they're looking at what school they're going to go to. Because Alabama has a very solid history of wide receivers, and I don't see that going anywhere anytime soon. Auburn, not so much. They've got a good wide receiving core now, but it's not as good as Alabama's. And the coaching at Auburn is still not as good as it is at Alabama. And so I think the doors are going to swing open, especially in terms of the wide receiver position. A lot of these kids we saw kind of bounce in other places were a little nervous about Sheridan and what Alabama was going to do. I think that there may have been some chatter about not wanting to play for Jalen Milroe. I think when Isaiah Bond transferred out, there were some comments made about Jalen Milroe being the reason he left. And so we'll see. Well, either way, to your point, Spice, Bama's going to go after some of these guys. A couple other guys I have on my list is Jordan Edmonds and Jet Washington. Jordan Edmonds, cornerback, Jet Washington, safety. And then a new guy who's scheduled to visit, somebody I'm really excited about, is number one tight end in the class, tight end Mark Bowman. This guy is Brock Bowers 2.0. And Bama is going to go heavy after him. Kalen DeBoer has stated that he wants a tight end that can come in and do the things immediately, right? And so Bowman seems to be that guy. So we'll see how it goes. But J-Bait. We just need to make J-Bait just an official part of the show, man. He's I get distracted by his comments because it's good stuff.
When it comes to like some of these players, right? Like I said, with me, I just wait. If they commit, they want to commit, you got to take them. You can't say, all right, we'll wait to signing day. You got to take them. But I'm wondering, it's like with some of these players, I got my point. I forgot. Keelan Russell's mom, like a week or two ago, put out a tweet talking about how she loved the communication, she made her feel comfortable, how that staff was. And I believe that was something big there, because at the end of the day, NIL or whatever, you're still sending your baby boy off 100 to 1,000 miles away.
Certainly.
And those people taking care of your son. And that right there went a long way there to me. And I think that's some of the staff. They work on the families as well, not just the players.
No, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. That was something Nick Saban was really good about. He had the Miss Terry card in his back pocket. And so she was really good at touching base with those families and letting those mamas know, like, hey, we got you. We're going to take care of your baby. And so if more moms are doing things like that, Twanisha, she talks a lot about Alabama. And if y'all don't know who I'm talking about, it's oh my goodness, help me out here.
Roberts.
Yeah, sorry, I'm getting tired.
Roberts.
Yeah, his mom. She's fantastic. Yeah. She's a fantastic follow on social media. But that's a great point, Tobias. Those guys that I'm talking about, I think these are all guys. There's some other names out there like Isaiah Williams, Nolan Wilson. These are guys that if Bama can land a few of these, they'll finish with a top 3 or 2 class again. We'll see how it goes. There's going to be a lot of movement, a lot of change, just like last year. You're going to have your Caleb Cunninghams who commit and then flip at the last minute. Alabama will finish with a top 3 class in 2026. And if they do that, they're still going to have the weapons and things that they need to succeed at a very high level and be competitive for national championships. So I'll do a little bit more research. I'll be honest with you guys. I've been a little lax, obviously, with my mother passing and everything. So I haven't
playing pirate games,
playing Sea of Thieves. I haven't been diving into it like I normally would. That's why I got a little bit confused earlier because it's not written down. So
Jeff keeps making excuses not to play with us.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys.
Hey, if you look back there, you'll see all the PS5 stuff, but missing one critical thing.
The PS5.
The PS5.
Yeah,
you got a Nintendo right here. I got a PS2 right here. Let's see, I can't get my. There's a PS2 in there.
He don't lie. You're getting on playing Gitmo 2026 with.
I've actually been playing Coach K college basketball on the Sega Genesis.
Are you? That's a good one.
The greatest college basketball game ever.
Thank you, Tobias. Hands down, not even close.
So what's the greatest football game there's ever been?
NFL 2K5, the one with T.O. on the cover.
Really?
Now, yes. I never got into the 2K games, so I have no reference to that. I'm only Madden and EA Sports.
That game was so good, EA Sports bought the rights, the exclusive rights to the NFL players for Madden. And Madden
that was right after that?
Ever since.
That was right after that?
Man.
Yep.
When they bought the rights? Yeah.
No, anything that had Bill Walsh's name on it.
Oh, I remember that too. Brian Burns up for the quarterback of Alabama in that game. I remember that.
Hey, what was the game back
number
in
14?
The late 90s. It was an NFL based game, but like you could, when you made a tackle, you could do like finishing moves.
Oh, NFL Blitz.
NFL Blitz. Yeah, stuff would be on fire.
Yeah.
NFL Blitz. Man, that game was wild. I remember playing that.
That's like I used to like playing NBA Jam.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Tecmo Bowl, Super Tecmo Bowl is still the greatest Nintendo, football video game of all time.
Get the Raiders and let Bo Jackson run all over them.
Yeah.
Even without you get the Lions too.
That's how I became a Bucks fan. I said I'm gonna play with the sorriest, most pathetic team win the Super Bowl. So I got Tampa. It was rough winning the Super Bowl that year, Tecmo Bowl with the Bucks. Got to know the players. I became a fan.
Look,
Jeff Wheaton got it.
Look, and it's still in the sleeve.
Ooh.
Oh God!
That's awesome.
Y'all don't know. Y'all don't even know.
Hey, Jeff, like you can keep your Sea of Thieves and your pirate games.
Jeff, do you have Excite Bike?
No, but I got this gym.
Oh yeah.
Mike, is that some Punch Out?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah.
You can't, Michael. You can't see that.
My eyes. I'm getting tired.
No, I don't think it's that. Are you on? Are you?
No, I'm tired.
I don't have Excite Bike. I got Excite Bike on the Wii. You know, you can download NES games and then Wii. I got Excite Bike downloaded
I used
there.
To burn that game up.
But I got the three Marios, Tecmo Bowl, RBI Baseball 2, the old pro wrestling game with Starman.
Oh yeah, with Starman, King
Corn, King Slender. He was the backbreaker. Did three of those. You could pin the guy. Yeah. I got that. Major League Base. Yeah, man. I love some retro games. My Sega Genesis game. I got Coach K, NBA Live '95, the first Bill Walsh, College Football '96.
Yep.
College Football's National Championship. Remember that game? It wasn't EA Sports. It was the other one.
Yes. Hey, this game is Retro Bowl is actually kind of lit, man. I have it on my phone. It's actually a lot of fun. So Jeff got so serious about his sunglasses.
Yeah, he's in it, man.
Yeah,
I couldn't see into the thing with them on. So
I got a place that we all need to get together and go since we like vintage stuff.
Retro Bowl.
We're not going to Retro Bowl. It's a store.
Oh,
you know which one?
That place is freaking sick.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
All right. Well, it's getting late, so I'm out. Bye.
So he's just not going to tell the name of the store. He's just going to sit there and smile.
It's called the Lucky Rabbit. It's in Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
Oh, really? I've been to Hattiesburg a bunch of times. I know about that. Yeah. Lucky Rabbit. All right.
Lucky Rabbit sounds like a name. Wait, isn't Brett Favre from Hattiesburg? Yeah, he is.
We went to college there. I don't know if he's from there, but he went to college.
No, he's around Keene, Mississippi.
Okay, but he went there. He went to Southern Miss there.
But no, back during Christmas they had a Beetlejuice set up.
I saw
you all those pictures. Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
I remember that game. I don't ever played it, but I remember seeing that game. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to get us off on a retro game.
What Chris say? Anybody ever played 4th and Inches? Yeah,
Go ahead. I knew it. I was waiting.
No, it's not after dark. I'm sorry.
Hey, Tobias, I got some old WrestleMania games for the Sega too.
Really?
Yeah, the acclaimed WrestleMania game. Yeah. The Royal Rumble game.
Oh, look! He's excited. Hey,
I'm a wrestling fan. All right.
These freaking nerds.
I'm an old wrestling fan. So let's see.
Dude,
WWF Raw.
I have not seen a Sega Genesis cartridge in like
You ain't lying.
Yeah.
And then I
I
got
lied to my mom. That's how I got Mortal Kombat.
So Jeff, you're an old school wrestling fan, but do you keep up with the new stuff?
No,
I do. John Cena, baby.
Oh yeah, John Cena.
And of course,
John
we saw
Cena.
that. Now, Tobias, I got to ask you this, okay? Everybody I've seen on social media has been saying this is as equivalent as when Hulk Hogan turned heel in the Bash at the Beach to start the NWO. I could not disagree more. I don't think John Cena turning heel is anywhere near Hulk Hogan.
It wasn't.
No, it's not. No.
And
it wasn't.
And what that did to wrestling after that. So okay,
Yep.
I just want to make sure I wasn't crazy. I like Cena, but he's nowhere near the
Cena,
what Hulk Hogan was
Cena,
when Hulk Hogan turned. That was
Cena doesn't know he can't be a bad guy.
That was groundbreaking in my opinion when Hulk Hogan turned and put that leg drop on Savage. That was like what's the word I'm looking for? Transcendent.
Yes. Yeah, what was your favorite part of the Outsiders takeover?
Oh, me, I love Hall and Nash, aka Diesel, Razor Ramon. Those are my dudes. I thought Razor Ramon was Cuban for real.
Man,
he was the coolest guy ever.
Tonight he tried to throw Rey Mysterio through that trailer.
That was
wild. That was funny.
He just like spear through him right in the side of the trailer. Jeez. Look, I was in it when Stone Cold and The Rock were at their peak. Austin 316. I was in it when that was born. I saw that happen live when he beat Jake Roberts, when Jake was, the coming back as a born again Christian, and Steve Austin threw that Austin 316 off the top of his head, and it just became iconic.
Man, that stuff was nothing like going to the local armory and watching
that
Austin
show.
Idol.
Yo,
Burhead Jones.
Austin Idol, the universal heartthrob.
Tobias, I've been in the Garrett Coliseum and seeing the Four Horsemen wrestle when it was Lex Luger, Barry Windham, Arn Anderson, and Ole.
I forgot about the Four Horsemen.
I seen Barry Windham wrestle in person, man.
Barry Windham.
There was the NWA back then when I went and saw that house show.
Favorite all time? Like, who's your favorite wrestler all time?
Me, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
It depends.
Same.
If you're looking for as far as an entertainer, I won't say Ric Flair. He can sell anything.
Man, it's hard to argue Ric Flair.
As far as a technical wrestler goes,
Bret Hart.
Yeah.
No,
he's pretty good.
No,
I saw someone supposed to come out. Yeah, we know it's fake. Hey, I watch Marvel movies.
You think he was a better?
I watch Game of Thrones. We all said it.
Let us do our thing.
You know it, but you got to think. You had Kurt Hennig.
You know what?
Absolutely perfect.
Like that Tank Davis fight, he should have lost. That was fake too. That result.
But then I mean, you had Bret Hart, and people don't give credit because it's kind of, you're not supposed to speak his name, but Chris Benoit was pretty good.
Well, he was a good wrestler.
Yeah.
And
so was Dean Malenko.
CTE poster child, but he's
Dean Malenko. Dean Malenko.
Okay, guys.
That's it. Drink a lot of about. Great Malenko was about Dean Malenko.
Guys, it's time for some trivia. Oh yeah. So here's how this is going to work. Chris has some things. Hopefully,
I have a thing.
And chat, what we're going to do is we're going to give you guys a couple seconds to answer before we do.
We're going to try.
I'm going to do my best here. I don't know what the category is.
No, Chris Camp.
No.
Chris
No.
Camp. No.
So it's March. Time for March Madness.
It's time for something else, Chris.
Can't wait till the 17th.
Go get me a backhoe. I'm gonna uproot that tree because I want to know where they're going at.
That's it.
Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
Anyway, look, Jeff's like, what the hell?
You don't know the leprechaun, man?
Just waiting for the trivia.
Okay. Sorry.
All right, look, it's all about the NCAA tournament. Question number 1. What year was the first Division I men's tournament?
1935.
Close.
1940.
No, close. Very close.
Chat, what you got?
It's 40.
Hey, Baker, I know you know the answer. Chris says 67.
No.
I'm gonna answer this right quick. It was the Hulk Hogan comment, Chris. That's what I was shaking my hand about.
It's after, I'll say after World War II, probably.
So what, like 48, 49?
No.
Yeah, okay.
1939.
51.
39?
39.
39. Okay.
Bunch of goofy white dudes.
Wearing belts for
They
their
still
shorts.
had a peach basket nailed to a piece of wood.
Playing it at a YMCA.
Oh my God.
All right,
The
Chris.
question,
Move
the question
on.
was, what was the
Oh,
first
listen
year
up,
of the
Chad.
tournament,
Listen
right,
up.
Chris?
Listen up.
Was that the question? What was the first year of the tournament?
What was the first year of the D1 men's tournament?
Okay. Listen up, chat. Pay attention. School's in.
So question number 2, moving on. Which team won the first men's tournament?
Gotta be somewhat irrelevant today.
Fresno State.
Minnesota, Princeton.
I was about to say Princeton,
Yale. Harvard.
Harvard, Rutgers.
You're on the wrong side of the country.
UCLA.
Close.
USC.
USC.
No.
Oregon.
I don't care
There
at
you
this
go.
point.
Really?
Oregon?
Yeah. Yep.
Interesting.
Do they have a banner for that season? Please say no.
No, they didn't. They didn't.
Never
They
would've
didn't
guessed
make
that.
banners.
I'd
They-
put the,
they-
I'd,
They
I'd put the banner out.
they have it printed on a burlap sack.
A potato sack.
Moving on.
Agreed,
many
Chris, but
teams-
that doesn't mean Hulk Hogan was the greatest wrestler
They're
of all
still
time.
talking
I
about
agree with you here.
wrestling. Oh my God.
That Oregon trophy's made of wood, man.
That's it. How many teams played in the first tourney?
Ooh,
8.
Anybody else?
7.
Where's Bill? He was at this thing.
Bill left. Oh.
He was covering it for the
Bill
Montgomery
Fleet.
advertiser.
No, T, you're right. It was 8.
Oh, that's good. They carved it on redwood.
I'll tell you how I do that. Because I remember Lynn Elmore talked about, like, had this great year. There was only 8
Elmore.
teams. I'm like, yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Good. Look at you, man. I would have.
Lynn
Not
Elmore. I never would have guessed to get a Lynn Elmore reference tonight.
Yeah.
I don't remember anything if it's not written down. That's why J-Beck threw me for a loop.
I just
earlier.
remember Lynn Elmore and that smiling ass face always on TV.
Yeah, that's why I really tell that story.
All right, Chris, go ahead.
What year did the tourney expand to 64 teams?
Oh wow. 2000
80s, right?
Was it
90s?
in the 80s? I don't know. I just started watching college basketball last year.
86.
You're really close.
84.
You're really close.
85.
85.
There you go.
Yeah.
85.
Tobias.
That was the Georgetown year.
Did Tobias just
Yeah,
price is
Georgetown
right?
win it in 85?
No, they didn't.
Let's give
86, right?
That's actually moving the next question.
let's give Chat
Is-
time to answer the next one. before
Which
we do.
team won the first tourney of 64 teams in 85?
All right, Chat. Who was
Georgetown.
it?
That's what I
No.
just said.
Hey,
Indiana?
I'll take
No,
it.
they were
He has
87.
it. I'll take it.
Who was it?
I'm waiting on the chat. You said let the chat, but they're
What's
over
that,
there
Chat?
talking about Andre the Giant and Jake the Snake.
Somebody ran a scam.
NC State was 85, 86, I think.
Who was it?
No,
Chat?
it was Villanova. It was 86.
Yeah, Nova was 86. I thought Georgetown was 85 because wasn't Carolina 82? Was the Georgia?
Yeah, Georgetown was 85, and I think Villanova was 86. I remember.
Villanova
they had to put a shot clock in after that
Villanova's 85.
Villanova. Chris Camp.
Yep.
Providence. Villanova.
Chris Camp.
All right.
Nice work. We were close. We were just a year
Michael.
off.
Michael may get this one. Who won back-to-back in 2006 and 7?
Oh, this is easy.
Easy.
Yeah, can I say it? Yeah, it's Florida.
There you go.
Yeah, that was easy.
The last one's a repeat until UConn the last 2 years.
Yep.
All right, here's this. Here's this one. This is a good one. What year was the March Madness logo introduced?
I don't know. I'm just going to shoot for the stars here and say 91.
Oh, you're way off, buddy.
All right.
Wow.
All right, 1983.
72. J-Beck just said
2002.
March.
You're getting closer.
What is this answer?
Wow. I know it had 2000. Yeah, they started marketing it then.
79.
No. 2016.
What?
Oh, I thought it was yeah, dang, ain't no
Yeah, that's when they introduced the first March Madness logo.
The very first one.
The March Madness, yes. Hey, I look, I got this from a reputable source. I got an uncle that knows a guy that works.
I mean, we've been hearing March Madness for 20 years, so
I mean, you have.
Maybe the logo just came around in 16, but March Madness has been a term for 20, 25, 30 years.
Yeah, you know, it's sad that there's people that they don't remember playing the Sprite March Madness game when you bought a Sprite bottle cap game.
Oh,
I remember that.
All right. Let's see, where are we going? Oh, what year did North Carolina win its most famous championship?
82.
1982.
Oh, 92. Chris Webber called a timeout.
No, 1983.
They didn't win the championship in 83.
Wait, hold on. Can I say something really quick?
Yeah.
Michael Jordan hit the winning shot in 82. That was the 82 season.
Yes.
Chris is 100% right, man. The NCAA's branding, the NCAA started aggressively branding the term March Madness in 2016, replacing the NCAA logo at center court with a new March Madness logo. That's crazy.
No, it is 82. I wrote the numbers down wrong.
I mean, I was about to say, Chris about to get bumped out of here with misinformation.
No, I couldn't read my writing.
I don't miss MJ stuff now.
I can't read my writing. I feel that pain.
You're talking about MJ. I don't get it wrong when you're talking about MJ.
Now, what about this one? What year was the first 4 round introduced?
Oh, that was
recently.
Ago. It was about 10 years ago, I think.
So that was 8, 9, 10 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
Mid 2015, maybe 2015, somewhere around there. 2018.
It's the Ask Me Football. We'll do football later in the year. Probably next show.
2011.
Really?
I was like 10.
You would have been close.
Yeah.
Here's the last one. I couldn't believe it. How much is a full page ad? And this is based on 2024. How much is a full page ad in the NCAA tourney program?
$1 million?
$1.5 million.
No, not. It's not that much.
$500K.
No, it's not that much.
No, I'm going to say $5K.
$130,000.
Damn. That ain't bad at all. You big company.
It's really not.
I mean, yeah, if you're
Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, if you're a big company, that's a big drop in the bucket.
But who really gets that program and flips through and says, "Oh, I think I want to buy a mattress"? You know, I mean, you would, yeah.
My back hurts. Is that it?
Yeah,
Are we done?
That's it. I'm done. I'm through.
All right, guys. Well, we've been going for an hour and a half, so we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Join us next Thursday because we'll be celebrating St. Patrick's Day together, and that should be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
And so things could get a little goofy.
Do you have your Nicholas?
No, I never got one. You didn't give me a necklace.
What did I give you?
You gave me the lead pipe sticker.
Oh yeah, well,
I want a necklace. I want one.
Okay.
Anyway,
we'll work on that.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
So,
we love each and every one of you. Before we go, do the dang thing one more time. Like, subscribe. If you have not shared us in a Facebook group or something, you're wrong. Okay, fix yourself. Yep. Do the right thing. Share us in every sports Facebook group. I don't care if it's a buy sell in Dallas, Texas. Share us in that group. Piss everybody off. They're like, go watch these guys. Just spam them. It's okay. You don't need to buy stuff anyway. They're going to kick you, but it's all right. We need people to subscribe. So
tell you what, pick 10 people out in your phone and text them the link.
Do it. Yeah. Send the link out. You guys can get the links anytime you want to. And send them. Make sure you're following us on all the socials. It's Waaaay Offsides. 4 A's, never 3, never 5. 3's too, or not enough. 5's too many. 4, just like in the word Alabama. Leave it to Bill to do something better than me.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, I botched that. I'm done for the night. I'm tired. We love each and every one of you. Please be safe. Be sure to drink your Ovaltine. As always, say your prayers, wash your hands, read your Bibles. Horns down. Beat Auburn and LSU and Tennessee too. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Peace, guys.